Aha. Hello, hello. We are live, my friends. It's so great to see ya. Good morning or good evening. Oh, depending on wherever you are joining us from in the world. If you're here live, I would love it if you would say hi. Um, if you are watching the replay, go ahead and hashtag replay so I can see who watched today and who received the activation. Um, I'm so excited. I'm so excited for this today, and the energy has just been buzzing. What I want to ask you actually is how has everybody been feeling since this 7/7 portal yesterday while people are kind of finding the live and streaming in? Go ahead and let me know in the comments how you feel. What's been going on for you? Ah, so good to see all of you guys hopping on. I can't ever see you comment on my laptop though, so I've got to check out my phone here to see your comments. Oh, hello everyone. Feeling very glowing and purged, LOL. Relatable. So relatable. Oh, Star, great to see you. Welcome, welcome. It's lovely to see you too. Hi, Yov. Hi, beautiful April. Jerica, Phineas. So happy to see you guys. Maria. Yeah, yesterday, I'm just going to read your comment, Star. Yesterday was actually a powerful day of intention and getting things moving in some business places that had felt a little stuck. Love it, love it, love it. It was also, Uranus moving into Gemini. That was a big energy shift. I don't know if you guys have been feeling that one, but I sure have. Like, I mean, it's electric and it's fast, very fast moving, versus, it's been in Taurus since like 2018, which has been very slow moving, right? And so I mean, it's been manifesting for me. Like I'm just sitting down and I'm just writing. Like I just can't, like I'm like, I just want to talk and write and I have so much to say, and it's obviously Uranus. I think I mentioned in the past too that I have Sun conjunct Uranus. It's just been like interesting for me to explore that placement for myself, and how that shows up in my life. But like Uranus is just these sudden insights, these sudden downloads. So there's a lot of like sudden change that is possible now in ways that it wasn't maybe when Uranus was in Taurus. It's just I just feel like the pace, it already feels fast, is only going to speed up, right? But there's a way that we can speed up. We can speed up our manifestation, right? We can speed up in, you know, our creation and still remain centered, right? And still remain grounded. This is a big part of the activation work that I do because we're bringing you home ultimately to the embodiment of your true essence, which is your highest essence. And from that center is where all potentials manifest, right? So just to kind of bring it back to that, you don't have to worry about getting caught up and overwhelmed if your focus is consistently on maintaining that spiritual, energetic, physical, and emotional center, right? Um, I felt something, yes. Oh, well, I hope the activation is in some way beneficial for you, April. She says in the throes of a PMDD episode, so definitely not feeling so great. I choose joy, peace, love, fun. Yes, we're here for it. Yes, wrote for so many pages yesterday. Absolutely. Hi, Ananda. Hi, Lexi. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Okay, so the purpose for this live stream and the focus for this activation is money. It is an activation to assist you in becoming more of an energetic match for creating, receiving, spending, enjoying, dancing with financial resources in a way that is, in my opinion, my wording, how I would word it, a way that is in alignment with your true divine nature. Because when you are out of harmony with resources, that is in fact what you are out of harmony with on some level, right? There is some energy, some belief pattern, something in your field, in your cells, in your body that is in this is another way that you may not hear other people talking about it like this, but this is how I like to talk about it because this is how it resonates for me. Vibrating at a frequency of untruth. See, I could never get behind just like, oh, just believe whatever you want to believe because I care about truth, you know? And my body is a tuning fork for truth to the point where I get sick if there is frequencies that are lies, in essence, around me or in me. And so what I have come to understand, and a lot of spiritual people don't think like this, a lot of people don't think like this or feel like this. There are levels and layers to truth, right? And there is the truth of your experience, and there is the truth of things that different human beings on the planet are experiencing today. And there are certain realities, and our hearts can break for these realities, and we can feel all the emotions and all the things that we need to feel about these realities, right? But we can still know that the highest truth of every soul is pure divine abundance. We can still know that even though there might be a lie in our system that is reflecting out, which is there isn't enough, or I'm not enough, or I'm not worth more, or it's bad to desire more, or I am not abundance. We can still remind ourselves of and know that the actual truth is the opposite of that. The truth of who you are is divine abundance. And so a lot of the time in my work, the way that I work with it when it comes to money and manifestations is that it's not out here. And yes, it is in a sense, obviously the tangible, experience that we're having in our world. We dance with that as a creation separate from our embodiment. But I don't love to work outside in. And I find it a lot easier when we can turn on the energetic of abundance and even the frequency of money within our very cells, when we can clear the distortions that are preventing the fuller embodiment and expression of that, and then watch that fractal out into our lives and choose, from that place, because it's not that you don't choose, it's not that you don't envision, it's not that you don't have a number in mind, it's not that you don't get to say, this is exactly what I desire, because I think that's actually really important. We have to own what we desire. A lot of people have a really tough time with that when it comes to money or a lot of other things, right? But it's also to say that it doesn't work outside it. And the entire world around us, right, is set up so that we work that way. It's set up to tell us that we need to manifest that way. That's how you create a manifestation. By the way, if you have an ick with that word, it's just creation. That's all it is To manifest is to create. So, everything from school to, for most of us, our parents and our families, to even a lot of like, business teachings and things like this that you'll find, everything is telling you to focus towards the outside and the actions to create. And don't get me wrong, I'm a generator. I love to work. you know, I love it. It's beautiful. I think we get to work in the ways that light us up, and it's really important to take actions. Right? We live in a body in the physical world. We have to take actions in order to align with what we are creating. It's important. At the same time, that's not what creates the money. And you can create money, by the way. I mean, people will ask me like, well, what about like, you know, people who might be like corrupt billionaires, you know? Like they seem to have a lot of money, and yet you're telling me it's like, the key is to align with the truth of your divine abundance. I mean, I don't know, they don't seem that, ascended in their creation. There's a lot of different directions I could go with that conversation. But what I will say is that if you vibrate at a strong enough frequency of like belief around money, if your identity is just that you are wealthy and you get to have as much of it as you want, like that will reflect. But do you want, like, how do you want that to be expressed and received and spent, and like how do you want that to be a part of your life? Do you want to manifest a bunch of money through action and then still be terrified that you're going to lose it? Because you can do that too. Or do you want your experience with money once again to be a dance of this joyful, loving, giving, and receiving with the divine? There is nothing dirty about money. There is nothing bad about money, and there is nothing bad about you for wanting a lot of it. But a lot of these distortions that we have, they're not just programmed through family. And this is where traditional mindset work sometimes gets it, like, misses the mark. They're not even just programmed through your trauma in your body. I mean, it is in your cells, it's in your DNA, but it's in your soul memory. It's in vows and oaths and contracts that you made in other timelines and dimensions and lifetimes. It is in your lineage. It is in your field. The good news is we have the power to change all of that. And I'm going to tell you this too. We have the power to change it quickly. It does not have to take years. It does not have to take months. It can actually take moments. And this is what I'm bringing for you to experience with the activation here today. I wasn't aware I was going to do a little transmission on the topic. We are going to get into the activation. I've been talking for about 20 minutes now, didn't realize. But I am going to read some of your comments here, and then we'll get started. Yes, nuance is very important. I could speak for days, Star, and I would still feel like I'm missing so many pieces of nuance. Like, I feel that right now. And and I've been talking for like 15 minutes already. Because there's just so much, right? There's just so much. Ah, okay. Hello to you guys who are just hopping on. It's so great to see so many of you here. Yes. Reallocation, wealth distribution, love it, love it. We can set these intentions and we can make this a reality. Hi Barbara, hi Lisa, hi Billy, hi Yob. Yeah, beautiful, beautiful comments. Abundance is literally in the fabric of space. I completely agree. Okay. So I'm going to do a little bit of a spiel before I dive into the activation today. Especially for those of you who have not experienced my work before. Some of you I know have. You've been inside my membership or you've had one-on-one sessions with me with Rapid Shift Integration, which is my multidimensional healing, clearing, and activation modality. Um, but some of you have not, and for some of you, maybe it's been a while. So how this is going to work. First of all, these are sometimes can be experienced as rather intense clearings for people, and people do sometimes get detox symptoms. So, this is just a bit of a disclaimer for you. If you are in a position where your health or your mental health or something is feeling really precarious and you feel like you could not handle maybe or don't want to, just don't want to risk any sort of mild detox symptoms that might occur, like emotionally or physically or anything like this. Usually it's not beyond more than a headache or, like a little headache or, some digestive issues or extra tired or something like this. But I'm going to ask you to be, just self-responsible. Check in with yourself, check in with your intuition, right? This activation will also work. And if it's not something that's feeling aligned for you at this time, please take care of yourself and hop off. The activation will work to the degree that you are open and available to receive it. And so it's important that you really set the intention to open your field to receive what happens here, right? What you will hear me do is we'll drop in. I'll guide you through some pieces where you're sort of centering with me and maybe setting some intentions with me. And then I'm going to start naming and saying what I'm seeing in the collective field. I'm going to start pulling things out. I'm going to start rearranging things. And I'm going to start activating dormant DNA, new lines of code, and different frequencies within your body, being, and field that are aligned to money. Now, why this works in a collective setting like this is because of the law of resonance. We're drawn together when we share similar patterns and similar frequencies, whether they are, you know, like these really beautiful soul codex kind of like frequencies, or particular distortion patterns, things, belief systems, things that we're holding in our cells or in our fields. We share those in common often as well. This activation will also work, depending on, no matter where you listen to it, uh, in space and time. So if you watch it later, if you're watching the replay, don't worry, it'll be just as much for you. So you'll hear me making sounds, you'll hear me making tones with my voice, a lot of high pitched and sometimes very low pitched tones. And you'll hear me speaking what I like to call soul language. Some people call it light language. It's galactic languages mostly. A lot of times I get the question, like, what beings are you channeling? I am channeling fractals of my higher self. I don't directly channel different beings into my body. I don't really like trance channel, this type of thing. But I do have different aspects of my soul self who, had incarnations in places like Lemuria, the Pleiades, Mintaka, right? And these are who you'll hear them speaking, right? Kind of through me. And then you'll also, hear me sometimes talking to, like, I will speak to different beings and energies in the field as well. And that's the form of sort of channeling that happens when I'm doing this. I never know what's going to come through. It's always a divine surrender, it's always a beautiful surprise. We just get to open up and we just get to see, right? So, hopefully that kind of covers it before we begin. That's my whole spiel, and afterwards we'll wrap up. We might give a couple of moments because we'll need to kind of ground in maybe again before you ask your questions for me to do the money readings. We'll do a few of those and then we'll sign off, okay? Obviously, please don't operate any heavy machinery while you're listening to this activation. There we go. That's my spiel. So, without further ado, I'm going to invite you to get comfortable, whatever that means to you. So you could sit, you could lie down. And I do recommend closing your eyes and just noticing your breath. And allowing your breath to soften first anywhere where there's tension in your body. So just your physical body here, focusing on that. Breathing softly through any tension. Sense that your body is beginning to become open and receptive. And just setting the intention at the level of the body and at the level of the conscious mind. Yes, I am open and ready to receive, and see if that does anything. Just notice. And expanding your awareness out into your energy field, your auric field around you. And as you breathe into that space around you, sense that this space is also softening. Intending for it to become more open, more malleable. And setting the intention at all levels and layers of your being. Yes, I'm open to receive. Feeling now, whatever this means to you, your connection to pure source energy, just calling that in, or you might call it God, whatever it is you call that thing. Calling in a connection with your highest self, or whatever you like to call that fractal of you that is most closely connected to pure source energy as a spark of God consciousness, your soul self. Setting the intention that this is what guides absolutely everything that comes through here today for you, in accordance with your absolute highest and best interest. Now, I've already set up some grids in the space, just keeping us protected and safe. But also, you can set the intention here that all that can enter this field is of the highest love, the highest truth, the highest unconditional compassion, and the highest light. All else will not be allowed to enter. Setting the intention that all parts of your being who need to receive this do so fully. That this work is integrated in perfect divine timing to its highest capacity with complete grace and complete ease. And so it is, grounding down now, sensing your connection to Mother Gaia, envisioning a golden thread down from your sacral and another golden thread down from your root. Anchoring you down, down, down into the crystalline core of Gaia, feeling Gaia's infinite support and love, feeling her infinite abundance, and recognizing that this is you. I'm going to begin by opening some of these layers in the heart. So there's a lot of wounding in this particular collective that has to do with, it feels like betrayal, grief, and abandonment. And maybe the roots of where it came from, it might have nothing to do with money, actually, but it might have resulted in the belief of I am alone and unsupported. I am betrayed by God, or I am betrayed by the masculine. It may have caused us to believe lies about ourselves or how we get to be supported. So we're just clearing all of this influence out. Anywhere where we've believed it's not safe to allow myself to be fully supported. Releasing this here across all dimensions of space and time, planes, realities, and levels of consciousness now. A lot of this has to do with relationship to the masculine principle, and a lot of this is actually previous incarnations. We're going to work with the neck, spine, and brain. around this pattern of I am unsupported. What if you didn't have to do it alone? What if money wasn't all up to you? Okay. Clearing all of this desperation from the throat. I have to do it all by myself and I can't do it. I don't know how. Whew. Harash ai noe miaraan. Kui kuara nane e nioriane. Koe me kur koe shar ar kuene ere kemin. Good, just let that go. Kuia rena anaya are emuk. Koe o. Whew. This is interesting. Okay, clearing any domineering or dominating personalities or energies. This feels mostly like masculine energies that are, distorted from your field that have made you feel less than, powerless, weak, or as though you have to compete for resources, as though it's a fight, any belief of dog eat dog, any belief of how forceful or commanding or domineering or demanding you might have to be with your energy in order to succeed in business or to make a lot of money. We're clearing this now across all time space realities, planes, dimensions, and levels of consciousness. Yeah, some of you actually believe that you need this energy So you're holding on to it. You do not need this energy. If it helps to affirm to yourself quietly or out loud, you can say, I do not need this energy. I choose to let it go now. I don't need it. There are other ways to connect to the masculine. This is not the true masculine. Let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go. Shukyaraye ne ana ne ne. Wow, this is really beautiful. Okay. Inviting now the true masculine into your heart. Bringing this beautiful energy we're cultivating in the heart of the true divine masculine and the true divine feminine, creating wealth in perfect harmony, bringing this down into the sacral and the root, allowing any distortions actually in these lower 3 energy centers to be instantaneously dissolved in the pure light of the Sophia Christ within you, opening up to divine power, divine pleasure, and divine abundance. Yeah, and just being really loving and tender as we re-educate any parts of ourselves that have been impacted, that are storing things kind of in these areas and in our physical body around it not being safe to receive money. And this is the specific word that's coming through and the specific energy that's coming through. This is a lot of inner child stuff. It's just like re-educating, allowing that infinitely loving higher self within you, or any other guides or energies or beings that are, connected to your higher self, as a fractal of your higher self, as a part of the same oversoul, soul stream, just to re-educate these parts of your being, even re-educate the cells of your body. It is safe to receive wealth. It is safe to be wealthy. It is safe to have. Ayame erik ayanik erim. Activating the codes of divine self-worth. I am worthy of luxury. I am worthy of being adorned as the gods and goddesses are adorned. I am worthy of far more than just enough. And my receiving is an act of worship to the divine. It is safe and good and right for me to receive wealth. I now choose to claim my rightful divine inheritance. Wishem yarai nari inin. Kuin koa ain irikemim. Receive this frequency that's coming in here like a shower of divine wealth. You can even imagine, I'm seeing like gold coins, but you can imagine, dollar bills. You can imagine whatever like really represents wealth to you, the currency in your home country. and just open up to that highest frequency of money that is available to you now. Let your cells receive it and entrain with it. Let yourself become it. Yore uni ayen akoreshani ekuni are eni. Quinare emek uron ku shayin are ener. Ruio rinyara kare en. Feel the delight, feel the pleasure of this frequency activating in your cells and DNA, now rippling out into all of your energy bodies. And you may allow yourself to daydream or to be shown what it looks like for you to experience this next level of your wealth. Wishayin are eni ara an kuem ai kue. Let yourself receive any guidance in this space. Wena rana ayin kori ayin kerin that you need in order to further activate your reception of this money. Weo rinyara kankaye nare ekumi ayin kore enir. Maybe who you are going to need to be, new behaviors or standards, and nothing might come to you, and that's okay as well. Ui shoriaine enkorin. Oh no. Kuiarina ain kuima share eniram. Kuiarin kaina are ke shkuri ain ke renyara Unyak kaenik arik kuhorek. Divine wealth is who you are. Wisham. It is done. Wisham. It is done. Wisham. It is done. Enan. Nyashai harikomi. Nyenan. Naye shiran numikori. Taking a moment to notice how your body feels, notice anything that's happening in your field. Many of you might be able to feel movement that is ongoing. It's okay, and use your breath to stabilize your consciousness back into your body as we offer such deep gratitude to our higher selves, to all of the beautiful energies and beings of light who collaborated in this experience today. To everyone and everything that made it possible for us to be here together today to do this, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. This activation will continue to work on you. If you feel the need to just stay here and be in the resonance, please feel free. Or if you're ready, you can gently come back and open your eyes. Reorient yourself to your surroundings. Oh, yeah, I felt that release. You're so welcome, sister. Yes, Holy Sophia Christos. I'm so grateful you were here. Thank you. So super powerful. I also had a lot of tears and energy move. Yeah. So grateful Facebook showed me this live and that I popped in to see it. I'm so grateful you were here too. And I felt that for a few of you, that. And I saw, some of the emotional releases that were happening. And it's really beautiful, to just be able to um, allow water element, to flow through with those tears, just to allow that release. And when we do this, we open space for so much light and divine remembrance to enter. Thank you for sharing. If anyone else wants to share in the comments what their experience was like, I always love to hear. I know that for some of you, you might be a little out of it, and that's okay. And some of you might still be experiencing maybe a little bit of emotional release or, just processing, or maybe some physical stuff where it's like, ooh, what's going on? Whatever your experience is, know that it is perfect for you and it's okay. You don't have to feel amazing if that's not your experience right now. If you don't feel amazing, it's probably a detox, and just check in with what your body needs. Drink a lot of water, ground, etc. Inside of my membership, the Rapid Shift Collective, I actually was uploading a video the other day and noticed how many videos we have in there. We've got about 75 healing, clearing, and activation videos in there, and also transmissions on different topics: creativity, love, career success, like all of these different themes. And I also do activations like this inside of the membership. I do 2 live Zooms with me per month in the membership. One is focused towards collective activation experiences. And the other now is either gift development training or business development training. So it's a mix, now, but there's lots and most of the recordings at this point, because I just switched that over, are going to be mostly activations like these. So if this was super powerful for you, if you loved it, definitely consider joining the Rapid Shift Collective membership. I will put a link below if you want this type of an experience for me. Actually, let me ask about this first. Okay, no, I'm not going to offer that right now. Okay. But what I will say is that if you want a more individualized experience with me, with this type of work, if you have, patterns that, are specific to you, so I can really go in and work in a more targeted way in an experience like this, definitely let me know because I do individual sessions as well. And I will put a link for some of those offerings also in the comments section. So, just going to read some of these comments here. Yeah, thank you so much for being here. Thank you, thank you. I usually don't like feeling the sensations in my body, but sometimes during the other language, it felt like I was being tickled. Interesting. I have lots of facial spasms, tingling, open my eyes with tears. Oh, wow. Yeah. So, that's just really so like what they're showing me with that is like part of that, like the tingling and the facial spasms and stuff, that's actually neurological. I'm not a doctor, PS. Okay. So disclaimer. It's probably clear at this point. But, when that type of a thing is happening for you specifically, the person who wrote this comment, it's like neurological changes that are occurring and nervous system shifts that are happening, um, you know, literally rearranging electric currents and neural pathways. So this is really cool. Beautiful to receive as always. Super timely for me. We just started harvest yesterday. Wow. So it's the one time of year we have money coming in. Take that in, girlfriend. Third eye felt super hot at the end. Oh, beautiful. Well, you've been having a lot of those kinds of activations lately, I think. Feeling fuller slash more saturated. We love it. Loved the parts around masculine energy and releasing dominating and competitive patterns. It really resonated. I needed these to move forwards. Plus, I really loved the sound effects and elvish. Yeah, cool, cool. Aw, gotta run, but appreciate you so much. For those considering working with Julia, do it. I will also agree. For those considering working with me, do it. Just kidding. Ask your guidance if it's right for you to do it, but make sure it's your highest guidance. And then if it's a yes, then do it. Okay. I feel a lot coming in my crown today. Beautiful, Lisa. Also receiving this truth of abundance in my whole body and cells feels so good, so powerful. Thank you. You're so welcome. Started sweating. Yeah, that's typical as well. That's the release. Thank you, thank you, thank you for sharing your experiences, you guys. Okay, so now it's time to move on to the personalized money readings. So, how this is going to work, I want you to drop a specific thing in the chat. I want you to drop your next or your current monthly income goal. I will not be able to get to everybody who's on live. I actually will probably only get to a few of you because I have a tendency when I'm doing readings to just like stay because I want to answer everybody. And then sometimes I get off and I'm like, oh God, I need to eat. And like, so, I'm only going to take a few today. But what I will do is if you don't get your um, reading today is I'm actually going to open up another thread. If you can't tell, I've been feeling really generous in my energy lately and just wanting to, interact with you guys and give energy. Um, I would love for you to comment under the post that I will put up in Facebook. I'll do, um, yeah, like a post that essentially will have you name the same thing, your monthly income goal, your current monthly income goal, and I'll tap in and I'll just be doing it on my own time and tapping in and writing for you there. Okay. But if you want to do it live right now, put your monthly income goal in the chat. And I'm going to go, if there's a whole ton of you, I'll go intuitively, right? All right. Yay. Okay. Nobody has an income goal? Okay. Everybody's too blissed out to put their income goal. It's okay. We love it. It's all right. Hmm. Okay. I'm being guided to Jessica first, 10K a month. So I'm being shown a hurt in the past. It's affecting your confidence. Specifically, confidence is the word. What you need to know is that you do not. This is funny because they're actually saying, like, Julia, you can speak to this. Here's what you need to know. You do not need to be doing emotionally great all the time to make money. You do not need to be high vibe and happy all the time in order to hit that income goal. So it's an identity thing for you where, because of this hurt and this lack of confidence that's there, which does keep you hiding it. I don't know what kind of business you have or what you're doing in your career actually, but like it does keep you literally like hiding. So there's a way where, being able to heal this will help you move forward. And I am seeing like a masculine figure associated with this from this lifetime, a relationship. This really like hurt you and like damaged your confidence. But like what's further damaging your confidence and keeping you from being visible and even keeping you from taking some of the actions that you need to take in your business to make the income happen is like you feel bad about feeling bad. You know what I mean? It's like you might look at somebody like me or somebody else that you see making, 10K months and you're like they probably don't feel this way, right? And that might not be conscious, that might be unconscious, but this is just what I'm being shown and what I'm being told. And so, what you really need to understand is that you don't have to feel emotionally good all the time in order to make money. You don't have to feel emotionally good all the time or not be hurt or be confident all the time in order to make money. Sometimes you have to move forward with that hurt or with that lack of confidence. I'm being shown that there are actual tangible steps that you're not taking because of this vulnerability. So here's what I'll ask you. What does the vulnerability need? What does the hurt need? So that you can carry it with you and move forward. Yeah. Okay. Looking. Hi, Sherry. Welcome. Okay, so if you missed it, we are putting specific income goals monthly in the chat. If you don't have one, but you're like, I just need a lot of money, this is your opportunity to get clear and specific. What would you feel into it? What would you love to receive right now? I'm selecting intuitively. That was for Jessica, Janice, in the chat. I'm selecting intuitively, and I will also have a thread because I'm not going to do too many live. I will also have a thread up. So if you don't get a live reading today, you'll be able to answer on the thread. Yeah, the hiding and the invisibility. Exactly. And that will make it impossible to get new clients. Yeah. So what is it about you that you feel is so vulnerable that you have to hide it away? It can't stand being hurt again. Whew. Yeah. You got it. Okay, let's see. Who am I going to next? Okay, they're bringing me to Billy. 5K. Ooh, okay. Where are you not owning your full capacity of what you can offer the world because you're actually afraid of outshining others? It's like there's something where you, it's like you know that you are valuable and capable, and there's a solidness of this number in your field. Like there's a piece of you that feels like, I know that I'm worth this. Like sometimes somebody might give me a number, and then it's like, it's just not even there. No part of them is like believing that that's like, you know what I mean? That that's coming for them. This is like, it's very close. Like you're very close because there's a lot of your belief energy on board with this. But what happens is you wobble and you wobble. This is interesting. There is this like, okay, now it's making sense because you mentioned the competitive thing with that dominating energy and everything. I don't know if there was somebody in your life or is somebody in your life or there was somebody in your early life that you kind of felt this way with, but it feels like when you get around a certain energy and it feels like somebody is threatened or they see you as competition, you actually go into this place that's like familiar where it's like, well, I can't. And you shrink and you go into actually almost like a shame energy. Like I'm not that great and I'm bad. Like it's like, so it's kind of this like self-sabotage pattern. You really need to look at where am I afraid to outshine others? And what you really need to step into is the paradigm of we all get to shine equally. And you need to understand that you are safe, even if someone is triggered by your standing in your authority and your confidence. And you're like, so it's like this, it's just this solidness. And it's like you have it, you just have to sustain it. You just have to sustain it. So start noticing, this is the tangible that they're giving me. Start noticing when you fall back. Start noticing when you are in this like solid energy, like with yourself and what you do, and where you get knocked back. I guarantee you it's this. And you'll see, oh, I'm afraid of, being in competition with so and so or outshining so and so or whatever. You don't need to be afraid of that anymore. Is there anything else specific that he can do? Get around men who support you. Like, not just pretend to support you and give you lip service, but really support you and believe in you. Okay. That's important. Okay. Mm. Okay, we're just going to do a couple more here. Okay. Alexandra, 15K months. Oh, wow. You compare yourself so much to other people. Do you have sisters? Or maybe like really close friends or something that like there's this like comparison thing with? There's just like this inner child that's just like, I am not good enough. And it's in comparison. That's so interesting because this is a theme, and this is not a theme that comes up super frequently for me, you guys. Like this like competition thing. Mm, it shows up a bit differently for you than it did for Billy, but um yeah, there's just this like this pain of falling short, not good enough. You really need to get that you're good enough no matter what your income is. You're good enough to receive love no matter what. can she do with this specifically? Okay. Let me see if there's more specific guidance for you. I'm trying to tell, because sometimes the way that I get information, it's all frequency. And so sometimes it's very general and it can feel kind of vague for people. Like, and I'm really like wanting to, give things that feel helpful and actionable for people, you know what I mean? And sometimes those things come through easily, but a lot of times what I'm understanding, what I'm finding out is that it doesn't always translate to people in a way that they feel like they can apply. You should know that when you get the information, it is an activation and a transmission, and it's also opening your awareness. So there's something that's happening that's already shifting it, right? And I want to give things that people can apply that's not just work with me and I'll clear that pattern, which I could work with any number of you and, like, but I want to give you, if that's not what you want to do, I want to give you something that you can do right now. So I'm just asking and like, really seeing about clarity here. Okay. Okay. You need to like integrate this little girl with like this power that you have, this priestess energy that you have that is incredibly powerful. You are someone who's actually capable of like um really owning a lot of command. You have like a boss energy. Why are you not in leadership? Maybe you are. Why are you not like the boss of a company? Why are you not in like leadership? You're literally built to be like bossing people around. Maybe you are already. But like you need to either look for positions or create a business where like you are this is so funny. I don't see this very often. Actually telling people what to do. It's really important for you to do that. Like this is like the work component. If you don't have a team already, you need to have a team. You're not designed to work under people. The more you work under people, the more it triggers that insecurity of that inner child. And that's why you choose to work under people, to play out that pattern of they're doing better than me and they have more than me, and then to kind of like feel that pain that you've got going there. So you need to bridge these two. How does she do that practically? Do the things that are unexpected. Do not follow the rules of your family. You literally need to break the rules. Will she know what this is? Yeah, they're telling me you're going to know what these rules are, but there are certain rules you need to actually break. So like the whole way out of this whole thing is to be like, I'm not actually, it's like I could like be like, oh, I can compete at the game or I could win the game. Your path is literally to be like, I'm not even playing this stupid game anymore. Like I'm taking my inner child, I'm taking my boss bitch, and we're starting our own thing, or we're doing our own thing, or we're doing something totally different. We're doing something totally unexpected. I'm literally exiting from that paradigm entirely and doing my own thing. You've got to own that you're the fucking boss. I'm serious. Like the level of like boss energy, because here's the thing, it is in alignment for some people to hold that. Otherwise we wouldn't have bosses of company, like we would have no leadership. It doesn't have to be negative just because there might have been distortions around it, in the past that we've witnessed or that we've held or that we've even participated in. Go tell more people what to do. That's the guidance. You're so welcome. Okay, we're gonna do one more. It might not be your conscious belief, Billy, that's aligned to 5K. So, like, if that doesn't make sense to you, just know that there's an aspect of your being that you're connected to that absolutely knows that you deserve that. That's what that means. Yes. Okay. Oh, good. You're getting downloads and being shown your blocks in the field while you're talking. Self-love, put the oxygen mask on me first. Do you know that's almost always the guidance that I get when I'm like, how can I make more? Literally, it's like it's one of those things where it's like it just gets funny at a certain point because you're like, can you tell me something different? And they're like, no, we will tell you this thing because it is your path. But it's always like, well, are you loving yourself? Where can you value yourself more? Like, okay. That's like always the thing. Mm, okay. Let's see where else. I'm just scrolling. Okay. I'm being led to Sherry. 3K. 3K a month. Okay, so this last comment like definitely pertains to you. Some of this is self-value, self-worth, and some of us, I just want to say, some of us, came in with a lot of Magdalene codes and Sophionic lineage codes that have, it's like we have this pure divine feminine coding that is like, we are activators and servants of that. We are Magdalenes, we're Magdalenes, we're volunteers from these, divine feminine soul groups to come in and to be of service in the world. But part of what we also take on sometimes when we come into these human incarnations are like the patterns and the suffering and the lies and different things that relate like specifically to um the feminine experience and uh, different fractals of the feminine experience within different collectives and cultures or whatever. You have a lot of wounding of the mother. I think you already know that, you know, and you carry a lot of this wounding. So it's like, I don't even want to say like it's wrong that you've maybe not felt valued and valuable because of this element that I'm bringing forward for you of like, you already know it's part of your path to transmute this. But that really wanted to come into the conversation, especially because it's true for others of you as well. You've got to understand that, some of us who are volunteers from a certain collective running a certain mission, we might actually struggle more than other people. And that certainly doesn't have to mean that we are less valuable and worthy of getting what we want. It doesn't, it doesn't mean we can't. But, we face specific challenges. And, we remember our training, we remember who we are, we remember our gifts, and we transmute that in this lifetime. So I just want to like honor you as I always feel called to, Sherry, for being a sister in that lineage. Um, Let me see what comes through. Okay. Yeah, dragon energy is coming through for you really strongly. But here's the piece for you. The support you need is advocacy. It's like your body and your energy body, there's a depletion. So I could tell you, like, fight for your boundaries. And I feel like a lot of people have told you that. And you know that that's part of what the deal is, right? Because you'll make more money when you're sitting in an awareness of like the value that you have and you're really honoring that. And you're like not allowing any dishonoring of the goddess through you, right? But what's really coming through is it's like there's this piece of you that is like so tired of doing that. And so that's not really the energy right now. What you need to connect with is energy that fights on your behalf. So this is a divine masculine integration, actually. There is like a protection and there's like a warrior energy. You will find this in the dragons. You already have this in Jesus, your connection with Jesus. You have a very strong connection with him. What are the practical steps for her? See, this is why it's like, especially for some people, it's like what comes through is just so like, this is all energetic and like, energetic work. They're saying she knows how to work with the energy. She doesn't need more practical. You're already doing some practical things. You need to work with the energy. That's my ego coming in and being like, it's not tangible enough. You need to work with the energy. Call in the dragons. Call in like this, like Archangel Michael's sword of divine protection. You are worthy of the love of the Father. You are worthy of the provision of kings, the protection of warriors. Yeah. Okay. Okay, good. Yeah, we are love. Love it, love it, love it. Okay. Yeah, it is. It is. I mean, it's tangible to me too. He's saying the new energy template is absolutely tangible. It's tangible to me too. And I feel it when I speak it and it's activating. And it's like, and so I'm like, but it's like, I think it's different for different people. Different people might need more tangible steps. And then I also am, yeah, I'm playing with it. But thank you for feeling and receiving and reflecting that. Okay. So we have been on about an hour and 20 minutes at the moment. I said I was going to go shorter today, and I just can't do it, you guys. I have so much fun with you. I don't know when I'll do another live like this. I have been really, really enjoying them, but things are picking up a little bit. And so I may not be able to hop on as frequently. I'm going to leave some information for those of you who are considering working with me deeper. If you have gifts that are similar to mine or maybe dissimilar, maybe they're just as weird as mine, maybe they're even weirder. And you want to explore, how do I bring these out and through me in the form of my own modality? Conduit is for you. If you want to explore, how do I apply these and utilize these in my business to make more money for myself and to have better results with my clients? My one-on-one is for you, right? And there's other options as well, including the membership, which again, I'll put in the comments. I will put a thread up later today. So those of you who didn't get selected for a live reading today can comment on that. And as I'm able, I will comb through those and give you guidance and activations there. Aside from that, I love you all so much. Thank you for sharing this space with me. Thank you for being in this field with me. Let's go out and make a lot of money. All right. So much love. Bye.